What's up, guys? It's Dan from Crypto Camacho. Hey, guys, I am going to walk you through a very specific way that you can make money by buying and trading the Mana token on the Binance exchange, Mana coin, right? I'm going to show you how you can use this coin on Binance to profit fairly regularly, to day trade on a fairly regular basis to make some money, right? Now, here's the Mana chart, and I want to go through a couple things. I want to go through the chart, I'm going to go through a couple articles, and I'm going to go through the actual website very slightly, and I'm going to show you why this kind of makes sense, okay? So first, this is the Mana chart on Binance, right? That's the first thing I want to show you. You can see that the chart, the price is very, very, very volatile for this particular token, right? You see a lot of ups and downs going on. You see a lot of action, a lot of price action, a lot of MACD histogram action, a lot of EMA action. And this is on the 4-hour chart, guys. Keep that in mind. This is a 4-hour chart. So a lot of volatility within a 4-hour time frame. If I go to the 1-hour chart, you even see a lot more volatility, just these constant ups and downs, right? These ups and downs on the 1-hour chart, check it out. Some of these are, that's 5%, right? Here's another one. That's 5%, right? Here's another one. That's 5.5%. Here's another one. That's 5.5%, right? So you see these ups and downs like constantly up and down, up and down. And this is one of the easiest charts that a beginning day trader can learn from, right? And I'm not an expert trader but per se. I've been learning now for about a year or a little bit longer on how to trade. This chart is just ridiculous. If I go back to the 4-hour chart, you could even play this on the 4-hour chart, right? A lot of ups and downs. There's one up and down. That's 52% gain right there. That's crazy. Here's another one, 14%. Here's another one, 14%. This is just on and on and on. So one very particular strategy that you can use is you can use the EMA or moving average using the 55 moving average and the 200 moving average, right? Purple line is the 55 moving average, yellow or white line is the 200 moving average, right? And if you notice, every single time we see a crossover where the 55 moving average goes above the 200 moving average, you see a spike in the price, right? So if you were to buy right here, let's just say you bought right at this cross, right? Right here is where you bought and you sold on the other cross, right? You could have made, if you sold right, let's just say even conservatively, you could have made a 9.5% gain if you just bought on that particular crossover, right? Same thing applies right here. You buy on this crossover, price starts to go up, right? But even more interesting, if you look at the histogram up here, and I'm going to go back to a 1-hour chart because I want to show you every time this crosses over in the negative, you see green. The price goes up, right? So just take an example. Let's just look at this example. Let me put a little poll right there. Right there is where the red crosses underneath the blue right there. And that starts to go up, right? The trend starts to go up. Well, when that happens, the same thing is right here, right? So if you would have bought literally right here and you would have played this out to the next down crossover, which happens right there, you would have made a 12, almost a 13% gain, literally just from that particular move, right? So let me just clarify this. Let me copy that. Let me paste that. Let me just create another one here. And you see right here where the price crosses back, the MACD histogram, red and blue lines cross over again right there, okay? Right here, the red goes underneath the blue, starts going up. Right here, the blue goes underneath the red, starts going down, right? So let me extend that out and just show you where that would have been, okay? So that would have been right here, okay? So you buy right down here and you sell right up here, right? So that would have been, I'm sorry, that wasn't a 13% profit. That was a 4% profit, right? But that's a 4% profit, right? Same thing happens right here. You can see you cross over here. If you would have bought right here and you would have sold on the crossover, you could have made a 5.36% profit, right? And you go down the list on and on. There's the crossover here. We see a jump, right? The crossover is a bit negative, right? Yep, negative crossover right here. We see a jump, right? Crossover right here. And this one, you can see it started kind of right about here, another jump, right? 4-5% jump. You could do this on the 1 hour chart. You could do this on the 4 hour chart. You could even do this on the 15-minute chart, but the volume is not quite so high. But you can see very, very large volatility. Crossover happens on the MACD histogram right here, price jumps up. Crossover happens on the MACD histogram right here, price jumps up. Crossover happens right here on the MACD histogram. Price jumps up, goes down. This is a little funky one, right? But you kind of get what I'm saying here. Right here, same exact thing happened. Right here, same exact thing happened. And this is on the 15-minute chart, guys. And so the gains aren't quite as high. But look, that's a 3% gain, right? That's a decent gain. Here's another one. That's a 3.5% gain. That's a decent gain, right? So this is a very consistent thing that's happening, a very consistent event that's happening on the Mana token on Binance, okay? So that's the first part of what I wanted to show you, is that's how you can profit. Now, why is this actually happening, okay? Well, look at what Mana is. If you look at Mana, this is their website, a decentralized virtual world that runs on open standards, right? So Decentraland is a virtual reality platform powered by the Ethereum blockchain. Users can create, experience, and monetize their content and applications, right? So it's kind of like a World of Warcraft or a Minecraft on steroids, right? Powered by blockchain, powered by cryptocurrency. So what that means is there's this economy or this ecosystem of cryptocurrency tokens that are being traded, that are being bought and sold within this environment, within the Decentraland ecosystem, and on different cryptocurrency exchanges like Binance, like I was just going over in that chart, right? So what happens when people using this game need those tokens, right? They run and they go buy those tokens very quickly, right? They may be playing the game. They may decide, I need X amount of tokens to buy a property on this particular game, right? And so they may go buy a property, right? Let's look at how that works, okay? If you go to the marketplace right here, this is the Decentraland marketplace, right? And people buy and sell different parcels of land or different areas in the game itself. They're selling and buying these different parcels of land for Mana tokens, for Mana currency, right? This is here's an example, right? Here's a top location and exclusive area within the Monaland world, right? So here's the Monaland world right here. This person is asking for 178,000 Mana tokens or coins for this particular property, okay? So what does 178,000 Mana tokens look like, right? So what is a Mana token worth today, okay? Let's take a quick look at CoinMarketCap. Right here. Okay, so on CoinMarketCap, the price of a Mana token today is almost 8 cents. Okay, so 8 cents, and this person is charging 178,000 Mana tokens for this property within the game, right? So that means that 178,000 times, let's just round it to 8 cents, that's $14,000 to buy this property, right? That means that somebody needs to go in and buy 178,000 tokens to buy this property. Where do they go to buy those tokens, right? Well, of course, they go to Binance and all these other exchanges to buy these Mana tokens, right? And you can see that when they need these tokens, the price is going up and down, bouncing up and down, because it's a video game. It's a game that players are selling on, and there's a sense of urgency when somebody's playing the game to buy tokens, all right? So let's look at this volume. So there's over 7 million tokens in circulation or volume trading on Binance right now. Not a huge volume in general, right? But these tokens are very, very important for the people that use them in this game, okay? And you can look through this marketplace and you can see that there's these digital plots of land and digital assets that are being sold for this game, causing this demand of tokens, right? So the demand of tokens is constantly going up and down depending on what's actually happening in the game, okay? So that's kind of the second piece that I wanted to show you. And why is that important, okay? So let's take a closer look. I came across this article, Ethereum-based tokenized virtual reality land sold for $100,000. So these digital land grabs are happening now all the time. People are buying little dots on the screen for an average price of $12,000, with one of the biggest sale occurring today as an estate, pictured in red, was sold for 1.3 million Mana, worth $100,000. So somebody bought this plot of land on Mana for $100,000, right? This was done on October 22nd, 2018. Not sure if there was a spike. Would be really interesting to go back and look at October 22nd. Let's see. There's a huge spike right there, right? October 22nd. Doesn't look like there was maybe a huge spike here, but that was just a few days ago here. I mean, you can see there was a run up, about 20 to 30% run up, right? But somebody bought a property, a digital property, a pixels in a computer on the Ethereum blockchain for 100K, right? Businessmen have sprung up, flipping land, capitalism in action as Ethereum's token economy is now close to entering virtual reality, okay? So this is another way that you can make money. Aside from trading Mana tokens, you can actually buy and sell these properties on ecosystem right here. You could buy them, you could resell them. If you understand how the game works, if you understand what the ecosystem is, you can buy and sell and flip these properties on that website, right? My name is Maddie. I have been flipping land on Decentraland since the last 7 to 8 months. I have flipped hundreds of lands and have been following the marketplace for months. So there's somebody doing it. He continues to accumulate mana every single day. If you look at his wallet, you will notice that every day he will accumulate anywhere from 300,000 to 1 million mana each day, right? So this is one example of a guy buying virtual real estate and then flipping it. And this is going to happen more and more with digital assets as time goes on, as the blockchain starts to mature. This is going to keep happening over and over and over. Here's another example: $250,000 worth of virtual land bought with what can be a smart contract-based mortgage, right? So here's somebody spent $215,000 buying tokenized pixels on the screen. Which is shown right here, okay? So this is causing demand and causing the prices to go up and down for this Mana token. This is just a little bit more about how the transaction happens. This is how virtual land mortgages work. You buy a mortgage, this is craziness, guys, but it's driving the price here on this Mana token here. So again, very quick tutorial on this. You guys can profit from trading. Here's the 15-minute chart on Mana. Every single time, not every time, but the majority of the times, when you're seeing these crossovers on the MACD histogram, the price is going up, okay? Very, very important. I mean, it's so volatile. This is so volatile. I mean, even on the 1-hour chart, like look at all these times you can play. You can play right there. You can play right there. You can play, I mean, all over the board here. And that's only using the MACD histogram. If you get into like the EMA and anything else, you even have more of a potential to make money on that, okay? So I'm gonna watch this one. I will let you know what my strategy is for this, but I pretty much just shared everything right there in it. And keep an eye on Mana, keep an eye on these digital assets and properties that are selling. Very interesting space, guys. We are in the internet of 1994, where .com names, you know, remember when you could have bought a .com name for very, very inexpensive, and they were worth millions like a couple of years later? This potentially could happen with digital assets that are being powered on the blockchain now. It could happen with domain name services that are now translating wallet addresses into actual domain type names. That's another area I would watch. But anyway, enjoy, guys. Later.